Well, the Dallas Mavericks season is over. It's unfortunate. They led 3 games to 2 against the Los Angeles Clippers, and they lost the last 2 games, and they lost the series. They won 3 games in Los Angeles, right? And still lost that series against Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. By the way, Kawhi was incredible the last couple games of that series. So the future of the Mavericks is the question that we're talking about right now. Apparently, Kristaps Porzingis is uncertain about his future in Dallas, as Tim McMahon, who's been covering the Dallas sports teams forever, by the way, Tim McMahon claims that Kristaps Porzingis is frustrated with his role with the Mavericks because he feels like he's not looked at as a co-star alongside Luka, but more as like a backup guy, right? More as just a part of the wheel, but nowhere in the lead. And I'm assuming when he agreed to come to Dallas, which was talked about behind the scenes before the Mavs made the trade with the Knicks to acquire Kristaps Porzingis a few years ago, looks like Porzingis is just unhappy with that role. And, you know, here's the thing. I've watched the Mavericks play a lot. If you watch Dallas play, I don't know what came first. I don't know if Luka Doncic made the decision to stop feeding the post to Porzingis, or if Porzingis decided to go to the three-point line first, and Luka looked up and was like, "Yo, I don't have anybody in the post. Yo, you're 7 feet tall. You're 7'2". Like, I'm not finna just feed you the ball on the perimeter like a guard all game, Kristaps. Get in the post. Put a body to some of these guys. I don't know what happened first. My guess is that Porzingis flooded to that three-point line first. Because he used to be in the post more in New York, but he still loved that three-point line. And in Dallas, he's just pretty much only at the three-point line. And it's tough to play a guy like that. Because what's happening is on both ends of the court, Porzingis at the three-point line. Like, he's doing it on offense, and it's translating over into the defense. And when you look up, you can't have Porzingis trying to guard Marcus Morris Sr. or Paul George. What you going to do with that? He's going to get schooled every time. And, you know, I'm looking at Porzingis. He's not even an efficient enough of a shooter to do that. He can shoot the rock, don't get me wrong, but he's not efficient enough a shooter to just stand at the three-point line. And they already got Tim Hardaway Jr. who could do that. I don't need my 7-foot guy to do that as well. So if it is true that Porzingis was the guy that stopped going into the post, Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Rick Carlisle, the head coach, who will be the head coach in the future, they got a problem. Well, Luka Doncic is about to sign the biggest rookie max extension in the history of the NBA. He's about to sign a $200 million extension. And if you look at this team, that's problematic. It's not problematic that you got to play Luka, because Luka deserves every dime what he's about to get. The problem is you're not only paying Luka, you're paying other guys who ain't panned out, including Kristaps Porzingis. You know, he was injured last year, and he didn't produce this year. I mean, Luka had 46 and 14 in Game 7, and it wasn't enough to get over the Clippers. And now what? You find yourselves 2 years in a row losing in the first round, where most people think you had that team beat. I felt like Dallas was the better team between the Clippers. They played, 13 games in the last 2 years? 9 out of 13 games, I felt like Luka and the Mavs were the better team. But both series, the Clippers have advanced to the second round of the playoffs. That's a problem. Dallas is going to have to find a way to get Luka some help. I don't know how they're going to do that, though. I don't know. And when I look at Porzingis complaining about his role, it's like, yo, get in the post. Like, yo, stop. Put some weight on. Like, you're complaining. I seen you in a bar fight more than you did in the post all season. You was in the bar for like 5 minutes. You got to a fight, you bloody and all that. Where's that energy in the post? I ain't never seen no blood from Kristaps in the post. Like, Dallas, like Mark Cuban, let's be clear. It's not like he doesn't want to give Luka some help. It's been tough to get guys that want to come to Dallas. And it's twofold with me, right? Because Dallas is a good market. Dallas is popping. You know, city's popping, nightlife popping. The problem is, though, the star of Dallas for the last 30 years has been a foreign player. That is the truth, by the way. You know, we talk about, like, it's weird. With Luka, I saw what I loved about his game, and what's probably going to be like a detriment to that Dallas Mavericks team in the same, like I saw it all, and I was thinking about this Clippers Mavs series and just thinking about Luka in the future, right? What I love about Luka's game on the court is he doesn't play like AAU. And, you know, when you look at some of his fundamentals, his footwork, and how he's able to use his upper body strength to get to the basket, like Luka ain't teamed up with every star in the world. Like Luka knows more times than not, like, yo, I got to be the best version of myself. He wasn't in the AAU circuit. He's been a professional for quite some time, right? His footwork is just a lot better. He's much more disciplined on offense than most of the guys in the league today. Like, there are guys, obviously most of these athletes of today are more athletic than him, but Luka's a lot more disciplined than a lot of these guys. And when you, all things considered, that's why I think Luka's just passed by most of the stars in the NBA today. That's why he's one of the top 7, 8 players in the game right now. But here's the opposite to that, though, and people don't talk about this often. If you didn't buy into the AAU circuit, it wasn't just all bad about the AAU circuit. You don't recruit. You don't believe in the theory of, yeah, I need to get another star next to me. You think you could get it done by yourself if you got to. You think whatever you got to the court, you're going to get it done. And I know that's that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant mentality, but you ain't beating Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving with that mentality. That is of yesteryear. You ain't beating LeBron James, who every few years he swaps him out. You ain't beating him with that mentality. It is what it is. So at some point, Luka's going to need some help. He's going to need a Jimmy Butler, Paul George caliber guy. It ain't going to be Porzingis. And now you got him complaining. And his his trade stock is as low as it's been in quite some time. I don't know where Dallas goes this summer. I will look into options like a Marcus Smart, maybe. We'll talk about that more later. But I don't know where Dallas goes. You know you got Luka, but what else do you have?